Arlington, Texas, April 26. Kolton Miller of UCLA walks on stage after being picked. Photo by Ronald Martinez, Getty Images. The days when Al Davis did things against the grain just for the sake of not being like everybody else. It infuriated the NFL rank and file, both because it upset the system but also because it worked from time to time. Davis was a man who lived by the mantra, "Dare to be different." It seems despite their falling out back in 2002 that new head coach Jon Gruden has decided to embrace the Davis philosophies that made the Raiders what they were, for better or worse. He has certainly created an atmosphere of tension across the roster. Aside from a few obvious exceptions, it feels like many of the starting jobs could be up for grabs. Here are a few interesting battles to monitor going into training camp. Donald Penn seems to still have the left tackle spot locked up, so the real battle will be for the right tackle job. Everybody knows Kolton Miller will be the eventual successor to Penn. The question is, can he get on the field before then? He goes against two men who already have NFL experience playing right tackle in Vadal Alexander and Brino Giacomini. The latter is especially well versed at this job, and everybody knows how much Gruden loves older veterans. Miller will have to show he can not only improve on his current flaws but also switch positions too. Gruden was all over the age bracket in free agency this year, and Derek Johnson was no exception. The former Pro Bowl linebacker is well past his prime, in his mid-30s now. He also isn't entering a 3-4 system that he thrived in with the Chiefs. This is a 4-3. That's why Tahir Whitehead should be considered a viable contender for the middle linebacker job. He played there for 4 years in Detroit as a starter and had some reasonable success. He's also considerably younger. Can Johnson overcome these obstacles for one more round? Mario Edwards Jr. vs. Arden K. The Raiders have eagerly sought a secondary pass rusher to complement Khalil Mack since he was drafted. They thought they had one in Aldon Smith, but he predictably imploded. Since then, Bruce Irvin has filled that role, but he's getting along in years and isn't a full-time defensive end. Mario Edwards hasn't yet found any sort of groove as a pass rusher, though his 3.5 sacks in 2017 were personal best. He'll now have to hold out against rookie Arden Key. While clearly having maturity issues, the LSU product is a gifted athlete who has shown dominant traits as a rusher. Eddie Vanderdoes vs. Maurice Hurst like the edge rush. Oakland also is hoping for more juice from the interior. Gruden, who coached Warren Sapp, will be a huge proponent of this. The Raiders now have two intriguing talents capable in this department. Eddie Vanderdoes showed flashes last year but failed to notch a single sack. He also has health concerns regarding a torn ACL. Maurice Hurst is probably the most gifted interior rusher in the 2018 draft class, but he's got size questions and also a heart problem that caused his stock to plummet last month. It's going to be an even dogfight. Reggie Nelson vs. Obi Melifonwu, a classic matchup of young upstart versus grizzled veteran. Reggie Nelson turns 35 years old in September and isn't the player he was a few years ago. Still, he brings loads of experience and leadership to the table. Yet there's no possible way he can do all the thing Melifonwu is capable of. That's why the Raiders drafted him. The kid is an absolute freak of nature as an athlete. It's been a question of whether his instinct on discipline could catch up to his raw skill. This training camp should be the defining moment for him.